It's 5 p.m.
All right, quiet on the set.
Shh, listen.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start the party.
Broadcasting around the world. Polkas After Dark. This is your number one internet station. The music you love right here, right now. It's another live broadcast. Special edition. Now your host, your USPA IJs of the Year for 2023, Rob and Jerry.
Well, I think that's us. Hey, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is. It's all good because I just woke up about 20 minutes ago.
And because you guys are here with
Why
us.
is your...
And we're here with you, which makes it an awesome Sunday.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice save.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's a Sunday afternoon broadcast. In a little while, we get a chance to talk live with Mr. Ron Marcissuk and hear all about his cruise. He just got off of a cruise at about noon today. Yeah, about noon today or so they docked. So we can't wait to catch a little bit of that. And folks, we want to thank you ever so much for joining us yesterday. We had a very, very large crowd yesterday for the broadcast as we remembered Mr. Tony Kempinski.
It was such an incredible tribute to him. If I do say so myself.
Yeah.
And every one of our listeners somehow
contributed
in
something.
some way contributed, which was amazing.
That was great. Hey, we're going to say hello to some people that are already here. We're going to say hi to Rick Kordakowski. Terry Kashira is here. Hello to you. Also, let's see. Ed Ryeski is joining us. Marcia Kittrus, hello to you. Christine and Amanda Holchek, they are here. Also, we're going to say hi to Valerie and Nick Nido. Bob Op is here once again. Mr. Bob Kalisa, Mike Kalisek, Bob Op. And let's see here. Boy, we're going to have a lot of fun here today. Let's start out with a tune. Here's one by the DPA, the Detroit Polka Authority. And here's one called Anju's Polka.
Żyje
A one called the Anjus Polka, and that, of course, is the sound of DPA. If you're just joining us, well, shame on you. You're a little bit late, but that's okay. We will forgive you. And we do want to let you know that we're going to be talking live with Mr. Ron Marcissuk in just a little while. How do you like that background matching my shirt? Isn't that kind of cool?
You're blending in. You're
blending,
actually disappearing into the background.
Yeah, I'm disappearing. Sometimes you wish I would disappear, don't
no
you?
comment.
Of course. Hey, how about we bring up a couple of tunes by The Band. Did I say The Band? Yeah.
The Band.
The Band and The Man. You know, here is a tune by the Dynastics. Here's one called Take Another Look Polka, right here on Polkas After Dark.
Are everybody's dream, but now and then a dark cloud passes by. We all need each other's help to see us through. Good things can be done if we just try. For there is nothing we can't do together, Take another look at your heart. For there is nothing we can't do together, Take another look at your heart. All through life we live each day just one by one, and soon it dawns that it might pass us by. There's nothing left to fear but all the yesterdays. It's not too late for us to realize that there is nothing we can do together, Take another look at your heart. That there is nothing we can do together, Take another look at your heart. Look around the world and it's so plain to see that many people just can't get along. Deep in your heart you'll find the one and only key. With love in all of us we can't go wrong. Everybody! For there is nothing we can't do together, Take another look at your heart. For there is nothing we can't do together, Take another look at your heart. One more time. For there is nothing we can't do together, Take another look at your heart. For there is nothing we can't do together, Take another look at your heart.
That's a tune by the Dynastics, which everybody remembers. Boy, I look like I just woke up, don't I? Holy smokes. At least I
But-
could have splashed some...
God, you did get
water
good
on.
sleep.
Yeah, you know, it's not bad. I like the new mattress
like the
that
new
we got
mattress.
from Mr. Mike Novak. We'll be telling people about that in just another few days. Just got to make sure that we...
Exactly.
we
Make sure we
get-
really like
yeah,
it.
and make sure we really like it before we go blowing it up and say, yeah, this is great. But so far,
So
Mike,
far, so good.
so good. We love it. Hey, Paul Trubish is here. Hello to you. Chris Tansky, our Buffalo Polka Booster president. Good afternoon, good evening to you, young lady. We're also going to say hi to some more people here. And that is Julianne Mussack. Hello to you, Julianne. We're also going to say howdy to Mr. Frank Murkowski. Barbara Rose is here. Hello to you, Barbara. Michael Costa from The Beat. Yeah, we're going to be performing some. We're performing. We're going to be playing some of those tunes
Of
off
their
that brand
performances.
new release. Oh, the ultimate, truly
Live.
recording.
Truly
Yeah.
live.
That's nice. Hey, Jim Wiggs is back with us. Hello to you and Kathy. Tom Kazawa, I believe he's still down in Florida. Janice Dipiatic, Janice and Joe. We're also going to say hi to Bruce Michaels. He's going to be joining us for an interview probably sometime in March or April. He did say that he'd be able to pop on with us for an afternoon. Gail Serva is here. Hello to you, Gail. Let's see here. Linda Chipchak, Merwin, and Marty. Also Mike. Mike is here. Mike Chipchak, hello to you. Oh, gosh, we are just going through a whole bunch of folks here on Polkas After Dark. David Rosansky is here. Hello to you, David. Dolores Sandra Gorkowski. Bonnie is here. Bonnie Zalba. And Dave Kosinski. Gosh, we've got a great crowd in here so far. We're going to continue with some more polka music. Here's one called the Gray Mare Polka.
Malowane sanki, pojadę do swojej kochanki. Pojechał, zajechał, ona jeszcze spała. Jak ona się obudziła, buziakami dała. Będzie wiedział, za który kolega we więzieniu siedział. Gdyż pada, na polu jest liczno. Przewróciła się baba, pokazała wszystko. Dobry, najlepszy mój siwy, zawiózł mnie na sunkach do mojej dziewczyny. Najlepsza furmanka z konika siwego, najlepsza kochanka dziewczynka z młodego.
Oh, yeah, the Gray Mare Polka. You're tuned to Polkas After Dark. We've got some more folks that are joining us. Erica Belanda McMaster is here this afternoon. Let's see. Also, we've got Mr. Jeff Mittek. Jeff, hello to you. Happy New Year. We owe you a telephone call because we want to get you on to talk a little bit about Dad at some point here this year. Also, hello to Andy Haverlick. Hello to you. Let's see here. Jill Cerniak is here. She says good evening. Let's see where she's at. Is it evening or is it afternoon? Because she's she's the same.
Good
she's
evening.
the same time. She is the same time. Yes. Michael Fadala. Mike, thank you so much for the kind words this afternoon on the tribute that we did. Just a small tribute to Mr. Tony Kempinski last evening. Hey, you know, we've been talking a lot about the Beat over the last couple of weeks, and the Beat released a brand new recording. And Jerry, why don't you give them just a little bit of information?
Give a little bit of info.
Yeah, just a hair.
Bit of info. I can do that. The ultimate, truly live recording by the Beat is now available. This was captured over the summer of 2024. It contains 64 tracks.
Go ahead. your microphone is like buried. No wonder you
Yeah,
can't see
well,
it. You
because
must
then
have
you
that.
yell that you can see it, so whatever.
That's all right.
Okay,
Still can't see
anyway,
it, so that's
nobody
good.
can see it.
No,
Contains 64 tracks of an astonishing 3 hours and 41 minutes of music. It was done live, and then all that background chitter 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 that goes on in the background was taken out. It is available only on a 4 gig flash drive for only $30. It also includes the entire Beat Studio collection: the greatest hits, the reason, the answer, the question, when I saw you, meet the beat, and much more. Over 200 songs and 11 hours of music. To purchase this, you can text Veronica Costa at 862-432-8579, email thebeatcosta@gmail.com, or go to the website at thebeatpolkaband.com.
And we did receive ours, so thank you very much.
Yes.
We had to take a run down to the post office box, grab it. We didn't even unwrap it yet, but Jill will understand. Right, Jill? Okay, good. All right, we're going to play a song everybody loves. Here's one called Promises.
It was that night in June that we first met, dear, and we both agreed we'd have found something new. We promised one another of our true love, but promises like hearts are broken too. My empty arms are waiting for your love, dear. Please come back, I love no one but you. I miss your loving smile and warm embraces, but promises like hearts are broken too. Your eyes are blue and flowing hair still haunt me, and your soft voice echoes endless in my mind. I pray that you will never find another, for my love to have a time. Well, the years of loneliness have come and gone now, and the scar within my heart is finally healed. It doesn't mean that I can live without you, 'cause hearts like promises are broken too.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Thank you so much.
Wait for it.
You're welcome.
Promises, Polka.
Okay, there we go. That's it. Yeah. Hey, you're tuned to Polkas After Dark, and we thank you guys. It's 5:20 here on the East Coast. What time is it where you are, and where are you tuning in from? We would love to know. We're going to say hi to Janice Kaczmarski. Janice is here. Hello to you, Jan. Also to Richie Arsenal. He's tuned in. Once again, Rick Kordakowski, Marcia Kittris, they are chiming in. Mr. John Zalesko and Linda, hello to you kids. Also, Dawn Suhan Rogers is tuning in. She says, hello, my friends. That means all of you guys, okay? Just so you know, all you guys. Hey, what is this? Mr. Ed Rieski has a question. And what does that say over there on Facebook, Jerry?
I don't know. I was looking at YouTube.
Oh,
While
okay.
I'm looking for what's on Facebook, we're going to say hi to Bobby Calvert and also to my cat Zero.
Hey, hello there, hello.
Hello. Okay, can I just turn your screen?
Oh, okay. You don't have it there?
I don't know where it is on here.
Oh, okay. We'll go
He
ahead.
says,
It's right
Robin,
there.
during your interview with Ron,
you
please
are-
let him know.
I don't know what is happening with your mic lately, but it's not the cable.
I don't talk much. Maybe
There
that's
you
it.
go.
I don't talk enough
I could only wish.
on the show.
On the show, yes.
Robin, during your interview with Ron, please let him know that I am finishing up his diamond art crown concertina.
Oh, wow.
We know how beautiful his diamond art is because we've got one on
we
our
do.
fireplace.
Yeah, and you know what? We still on the mantle, and we still have to find somebody to take a picture of us holding it. Maybe
Yes.
the next time we run into Christiansky or somebody, we'll keep it in the car, in the
Sure.
box, and they can do something like that. Don Suhan Rogers says the beat is so amazing. I sure wish they weren't retiring. Well,
I agree.
keep in mind there's only 2 guys that are retiring because they're of retirement age or soon to be. Clicking the Social Security calculator. Brian Kopka is here. Hello to Brian. Also, Robert Kravos. Welcome to Polkas After Dark. Chris Wanyo is here. Joanne Novikowski. Hi, Joanne. Jen and Ricky Pianowski are also tuned in here. Pat Leckie. Pat and her lovely husband. And let's see, Jerry. Gail Vojtovich is tuned in. Scott Lofmark, hello to you. Boy, I can't believe it's already time to get Mr. Ron on the telephone. And that is my...
How many people
that's
have to
my
talk
cue.
to their house as much as you
That
have to
is my
talk
cue
to
that,
yours?
hey, that's my alarm clock, in other words. So I know to get a hold of Mr. Ron, which I'm going to be doing here momentarily. And Butch Yashevich is here, so we want to say hi to Butchie. Oh, gosh, so many people here in Polkas After Dark, and we want to make sure that we play a couple more tunes here before we get everything up and running with Ronnie's interview. Hey, how about a tune by the Dynastics, one called Duds and Suds Polka? Hey, gonna say hello to Ray Barzakevich. Also, hello to Steve Gramala down in Dunkirk. Jerry, you know Steve is gonna be celebrating a birthday here pretty soon.
B-Day.
Yep, this coming Friday. Good afternoon also to Alice Fischler up in Canada and all of our Canadian friends. Lisa and Greg Skowronek down in the Ville. And also Lori England, hello to you, and Basha Lynn and Bob. Oh, yeah, Polkas After Dark is what you're tuned to right now. That's a little bit of the Dynastics, You're My Only Love polka. Hey, right now, folks, we have on our live line Mr. Ron Marcissuk. Ron, can you hear me?
Well, hello there, Robin. How are you?
Hey, we are doing very, very well. Thank you so
and
much.
Jerry.
Welcome to the show.
Yep.
Hey, we want to, first of all, extend our sincere condolences on the passing of Tony. You had just mentioned that you guys had learned about it when you had, before you had taken off for the cruise, that he was
Right.
moved over to hospice. And, you know,
Yeah.
we do want to find out a little bit on how you and Tony became friends, first of all.
I see. Well, I'll tell you what. My father was a truck driver, and back in the '60s, and Tony's father also was a truck driver. Not for the same company though,
Okay.
but they hooked up at one of the bars after work or something like that, and had a few drinks, started talking, and each one expressed their son's interest in polka music. You know, like as I was growing up, I was a big fan of Little Wally all the way. And then one day, my dad brought home a concertina from Chicago. He brought it from Tom. I can't think of his last name. That played concertina for Eddie Sonota and the C notes.
Okay.
And I got interested in that right away, and I started picking it up and playing and getting my feelings with that instrument. In the meantime, Wally Kempinski talked to my dad about his son Tony, who also had an interest in playing polka music on drums. And Tony idolized Marion Lush. That was his number one guy that he wanted to play with someday. And around 1969, Marion Lush was appearing at Warsaw Park here in Detroit, in the Detroit area, for a picnic.
Ooh.
And Lush invited him up on stage. He knew he was going to need a drummer. Lush invited him up on stage, and Tony played a song or two. And from then on, that was it for Tony. Lush gave him a job, and
Wow.
Tony was with him from 69 to, I think, 70 or 71, I think it was.
Oh, jeez.
So he got, when he came back home, him and I met up, we were talking. He said he learned a lot from playing with Lush on the bandstand. And he says, I want to start my own band. I want to get a band together. So we talked about it and figured out what we can do here. And he actually knew Eddie Shevitz before I did. Eddie went to school in Dearborn, and he invited Eddie to come over and discuss it. We talked a bit about it. And Eddie says that he knows a guy that he goes to school with that plays trumpet that might be interested in playing. That was Bill Kalinowski.
Ah, okay.
So Billy came over, and he was Billy was a little green when he first started with us. Tony got a little frustrated because he learned some things from the guys in Lush's band about playing horn and so forth, and he's trying to teach Bill how to play some parts on horn, not how to play horn. I mean, Bill was a born trumpet player by all means.
Yeah.
But it was really a lot of the practice sessions that we went through. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, Miss Kempinski, his brother Mitch, at that time was playing with a group in Detroit called the Polkadelics.
Oh.
But he kind of liked the idea of what was going on, what we were doing. So he helped us out when we first started. And then he ultimately just quit the Polkadelics and came with the Dynastics. And that was the original five group, the five band members right there. So
Wow. That was
a lot of
huge.
work. I tell you, when we practiced, Tony was a stickler. He wanted notes to be perfect. He wanted harmonies to be perfect. Some of the things that Eddie was just starting to be interested in playing trumpet as well. So the stuff that they did, they worked hard, and both of them got frustrated after a while because Tony was, just so specific about what he wanted, and every note had to be there. He couldn't slur over a note and let it slide. We're going to do this the right way. So,
Wow.
anyways, that's how we pretty well got started. So in the meantime, through the 50s and 60s, Detroit was a predominantly Eastern style polka city. The bands represented like Frank Wojnarowski, Ray Henry, bands like that from the East.
Oh.
And so we had our own older groups, Johnny Sadrak, Ted Kultovich, Claire Witkowski, Frank Caldwell-Smith, and a few of them, And in the end of the 60s, there were a few young bands that started coming out. Right out of Detroit, Hamtramck area was the Motor City Polka Jacks.
Okay.
There were the V-Tones. There was the Polkadelics, as I mentioned, the Blue Lights, the Misty Blues. And we were all comprised of young musicians. The one personal pride that comes out of me, out of all this, was our band was the very first in the Detroit area to feature Chicago-style music and featuring a concertina as one of the regular music instruments in the band. So,
wow.
That's pretty nice.
Man, those are some beautiful highlights. I can't believe that. And, Tony winning perfection, you guys definitely were perfection. And
Thank you.
you missed the little tribute that we did to Tony yesterday, but I had made mention that when
I'll tell you what.
Go ahead.
I didn't miss it. Matter of fact, I was listening to it today.
Oh, that's great.
And I was going to compliment you on what a wonderful job you did. I mean, that was a very paying tribute to a guy that really deserves it. For as long as he was involved in it, polka music was his heart,
Yeah.
And when he left the Dynastics, I don't know, somewhere around 89 or 90, he just kind of dropped out of the field altogether. And I mean, I got questioned many times about where's Tony, how's Tony doing, and Tony just went on his own for a while. So
sure. Well, Ronnie, I gotta thank you very much, Jerry and I both, for that compliment. But it's real easy. It's a piece of cake for us doing something like that because of the talent that Tony had, that you have, that all the guys, Mitchie, that played in the band. It was so heartwarming, so touching.
Yeah.
And it's very easy for us to do something like that. All we have to do is just spin some music.
Well,
And
you weren't just a scrub board drummer yourself. You hit the skins pretty good as well, Rob. My hat's off to you.
Thank you so much. Hey, and best to your wife. And I haven't seen your son in umpteen years, probably, without exaggeration, maybe 30, but I'm digressing here. I want to make mention, same thing that I did yesterday. The first time that I saw the Dynastics, you guys came to Buffalo, actually a little town called Depew, New York.
Oh,
You
yeah.
played the Polish Falcons in Depew. You
Right.
were inside in the hall, and it was the first time that I heard you. And I'm standing next to a real good friend of mine, Mr. Eddie Pilarz, who you know, and also Henry Mazurek, the former owner of the Broadway Grill. And
I knew Henry Mazurek quite well too. He was he was one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite places to go play because I'll tell you what. After every weekend we played out there, we're getting ready to pack the van up or trailer, whatever we had at the time, to haul the equipment. And they go to Henry, and I'd say, "Hey, Hank, any chance I can get some Jenny Cream to take home with me? Because they didn't get it out here in Detroit, you know."
Okay.
Oh yeah, he'd always fix me up. I always have something to take home.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I stood next to Eddie, and he said, "Wait till you hear this." And I said, "I can't wait." It was mesmerizing from the first song you guys did. And again, talk about perfection. That's what it was. The Dynastics were not only a band for the people to hear, to dance to, but the Dynastics were one of my first bands that I heard was a musician's band. Because all the musicians were frothing at the mouth, just watching everybody, how you guys worked meticulously. The concertina knew what the horns were going to do. The drums knew what the bass was going to do with Mitchie on the Cordovox. I mean, it was just totally amazing. And I was excited back then, and still it gives me goosebumps remembering things like that. Now, Ronnie, I also want to ask you, how old were you when you heard your first polka?
When I heard my first polka, probably 6 years old. Probably about 6 years old.
In the womb, was that Mrs.?
Yeah, I've got you on speaker in here, and
perfect.
Matter of fact, my beautiful wife Vilma, sitting next to me, along with my sister Sandy and a guy who I've appeared on stage with for many years, and that her husband Keith Abratowski. We're all.
Oh my gosh, Keith! Hello to you. Another fantastic guy, another fantastic horn player, and just Keith, we're going to have to get you on at some point, maybe sometime this year. We're already booking folks into April and May, believe it or not. And Ronnie, I got to say this: thank you very much for joining us today. And Jerry and I have something that we want to compliment all the musicians that we've had the honor of interviewing. Not one.
Free cruise?
Not one. What's that? Not one has turned us down. Everybody that we ask, would you come on and do an interview? Everybody says yes. Let's pick a date. When can we do that? And that's the same thing you did. I mean, you were getting ready to go on a cruise, and I said, "Hey, by any chance, can we get you in?" He says, "Yeah. When do you want to do it? Let's pick a date." And we said the 12th. You thumbed through your calendar and said, "Yeah, I'm back from a cruise, but let's go ahead and do it." So this worked out perfect. It really did. Hey,
and to help you out there. Disembark, debark. I just say I just got off the ship.
Now, you guys get a chance to do a lot of cruises down there too. Did you get the opportunity to play, or was this just like a vacation for you?
Well, I'll tell you what. No, my very first cruise was back in 1978, along with the Dynastics from Detroit, along with the Dynatones from Buffalo, and Eddie Blazonczyk from Chicago. Eddie was the lead band in organizing all this, naturally. So we played on the Carnival in October of 1978. And then the following year, there was the same three-band lineup in November of 79 that we also did that. But most recently, we've been cruising so much. And John Gura and Bob Wojtowicz of Bob's Polka Trips, they organized a cruise there on the Carnival Horizon on November 6th, I think it was. Or no, November 3rd. And we were just finishing a cruise on the Horizon. I got offered a free cabin with, free drinks and everything. And so we booked that. We stayed on board. Well, then I saw Bob Wojtowicz, and I asked, I says, any chance that I can maybe buy, pay to come in and watch, be part of the festivities of that. He says, Ronnie, he says, come on, you and your wife, come on in. He says, don't worry. He says, it's not going to be for free. He says, you are going to have to work for it a little bit. So it was kind of nice to perform in front of my friends on Carnival, the crew workers that we've made such dear friends with over the years. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Now, you're originally from Michigan, right?
I'm originally from my mother. But,
okay. I've heard that too. You wise guy. So, when did you decide to move to Florida? Because you're in Florida now, right? Are you just a snowbird, or do you live in Florida?
We're snowbirding down here. That's all. Okay. Our family, we've had our house for 51, 52 years in 73. March of 73. We moved into our house in Brownstown, Michigan, and raised three boys. We've also been a part of family. We've got a massive extended family, and we've also celebrated the holidays with all my cousins and aunts and uncles when they were alive and so forth. And the tradition continues on. So we come down in September, and then we go home in November and stay till the end of the year, for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Then we come back down right after the holiday and stay down here till about the end of May. So,
boy, that is perfect.
Yeah,
that really, really is.
That's gorgeous down here.
Now
you're saying about I cruise a lot, and this was really a nice trip. Sandy and Keith went along with us because matter of fact, it was just kind of the right time and everything for us to get back together to cruise, because they're the ones that got us interested in going back on cruises in 2006.
Oh, great.
So on the first cruise, the New Year's cruise on December 29th, we celebrated crossing that threshold of 700 cruise days on Carnival.
Wow!
And then the following week, on the same continuation, but the following week, we also celebrate our 100th Carnival cruise with the company, and it's we were treated very special and nice. I couldn't thank those people enough. So,
oh wow, that's huge. That really, really is. We've got people that are logged into Facebook asking questions, and Paul and Delphine Kuhar, said hello,
Hi.
Ronnie, from the PRCU in Wyandotte, Michigan.
My very two longtime friends,
Yeah.
Delphine, actually was a girl. She hung around. They were a girlfriend of his girlfriend Irene Yashinovich, who was my dad's first co-host when he started the Polka Express show back in the mid '60s. So.
Oh, whoa, wait a minute. So your dad was actually on the radio?
Oh yes.
Oh, I got to
Yes,
hear
he
about
was.
this, Ron.
The Saturday evening Polka Express actually started out to be the Tuesday evening Polka Express, and it was he did it from a studio in downtown Detroit, WGPR, which ultimately during the year while my dad was the first year he was broadcasting was taken over by another ethnicity, we'll say. They keep it that way.
Sure.
And so he kind of got shoved out and he moved over to WBRB out of Mount Clemens, New York. But he also didn't want to be in a studio all the time. So he set it up that he's going to do remote broadcasts. His first remote broadcasts were from a bar in Wyandotte called Bill's Bar. And he was only there for a short period of time before he moved over down the street to a Frederick's Lounge. And in the meantime, he also had another show because these were on Tuesdays or Thursdays and Saturdays. He went to Hamtramck, and then on Sundays he was in Wyandotte at Frederick's Lounge, and that's where I met my beautiful wife Vilma of 53 years, coming up in about 3 weeks here.
God bless you. That is great.
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, I was 16. I was 16 years old, operating the controls for my mom and dad for the radio show on stage.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, it was the clientele was like septuagenarians and so forth, So we did this one show on August 10th of '69, and in walks this woman with her daughter, and it's the youngest girl I'd ever seen in this bar, and all the times I'd been in here. So right after the show was done, I got my turntables packed up and everything. I walked over and said hello to her, and I mean, she just couldn't resist. She looked, she said, "This is it."
I missed what she said. She kind of broke up.
That's good because it wasn't important. It was love at first sight, and she knows it. So
that is great. That is great. Hey, Ron,
you heard them songs, "The Hungry Eyes"? Well, she had them.
Yeah.
So,
my God!
That's great.
Step on the back, old man.
Oh gosh. Rick Kordakowski says hi. Marianne Bazinski says hello to you. Jill Cerniak. Boy, all these folks that are chiming in. And we love having an interactive show. This yesterday was just phenomenal. We had people sending us pictures and comments, and it was totally amazing. Hey, so do you play any other instruments besides concertina, Ron?
Well, I played. As a matter of fact, Keith just yelled it out there. When the Dynastics first started, well, we're going to book some weddings. And at weddings, they wanted American dance music,
Oh, sure.
And hey, I play honky polkas on concertina. I don't play anything else. So Mitchie taught me how to play some chords on a keyboard.
Okay.
So it used to crack me up because we would get to a gig, and I bought an electronic organ to play on the stage, and I said, Bill Kalinowski, "What? You brought the M&E with you, I see. Here we go again." But I played keyboard a little bit. I learned to play saxophone a little bit.
Oh wow!
Matter of fact, there's a recording of the Dynastics from '76 down at Seven Springs in the lounge downstairs. We played that I played sax on. We did "Once Is Not Enough" polka.
Oh,
and that was just something different. I played trumpet a little bit too.
Beautiful.
When Prime Drive was going pretty good, I pulled the horn out and I was playing something like Margaritaville or something like that on trumpet. So
beautiful.
But yeah,
wow.
And bass, well, naturally, and then after that, when I got DPA together, I always liked the way Mike Fadawa played concertina.
Here.
I wanted to have him in the band, so naturally I said, well, I knew a little bit about bass, just straight bass. I'm not one of these Nigels that's knows every string and what they all do, and I'm lucky I could just make it through a song, but I played bass for that, so and that was pretty well it.
And Michael Fadala is also here, as a matter of fact. Michael, we got a lot of texts and a lot of emails of folks complimenting us on the broadcast from yesterday, and
Right.
he was nice. He let us use some pictures as well and chimed in with a bunch of stuff, but it was great. Another guy that you probably know that's tuning in from Michigan, have you ever heard of John Zalasko Jr.?
No,
Zalasko, you know what? I'll tell you what. I've known John Zalasko Jr. ever since he was knee high to a giraffe.
Yeah, well, that's exactly true. I have to agree with you there.
Yes, my folks were good friends with John's, his grandparents. Actually, with his grandparents' neighbors, Bob the Halberstadts, and then the Zalaskos. And then John was going into service. He met Chris, and he was going into service when I first met John Sr. So then I was around when Johnny was born, and his sisters Cindy and Michelle. So yeah, many years.
That is great. That really is.
And now John Sr., they live about a block and a half from us up in Michigan. So
okay, beautiful.
Right around the corner.
Yeah, we had the opportunity, the pleasure during COVID. Jerry and I started this broadcast during COVID, and just it kind of fell in our lap because we had, and we still do today, about 2,500 people that get a chance to listen to us at various times. And the thing is, we had a captive audience because it was during COVID. Nobody could go anywhere, Ron.
I bet you one of them listeners was Scotty Loftmark.
Oh, definitely. And Scotty is on here too, as a matter of fact. I saw him peruse through.
Well, he sent me a private message earlier, and he says, "You going to be honest?" I says, "Yeah." He says, "Well, make sure you mention my name, okay?" So there you go, Scott. And that was the perfect spot to fit it in. So that kind of worked out good.
Exactly. Holy smokes. Dan Matea is in the house here as well from Chicago.
I'll tell you what, I got something to share with you here.
Yeah, please.
One of my, as I told you, when I was growing up, I was I just idolized Little Wally. He was the one that when Eddie Blazonczyk first put his album out, Polka Parade, and if you remember on the back of the album, Chet Schaefer, Galinsky, and all these people from Chicago were putting their comments on about how great this band is going to be and how they're going to take the polka field by storm and everything else. And here I am. I was reading into the honky stuff, and I looked at my dad and I says, "This band ain't worth a shit. They're not going anywhere." And boy, was I wrong about that, thankfully.
Yeah.
But anyways, along that line though too. Like I said, I always looked up at he was my number one inspiration, along with my dad, to be involved in polka music. So I was really just overwhelmed when I got a phone call at 2:00 in the morning, and I picked the phone. Hello, Ronnie. This is Lil Wally. How are you, babe? But he went on to talk, and that was, he'd never call in the daytime. It was always at 2, 3 in the morning.
Is that right?
And I'm sure he had a little incentive inside him to call and make these. He's probably nervous as hell talking to me. So
that's amazing. Hey,
but anyways, I was really thrilled when he invited me to come to Florida to record an album with him. He says he's just going to be a nice album. I got Marion Lush coming down. He says Eddie Gutza, which Eddie Gutza is another one that idolized Wally quite a bit. And he says Whitey Rinyetz is coming. So I says, well, yeah. I said, that'd be great, So he flew us down, and we had our own apartments and things like that. He was very generous. I mean, I went down. It was my first time to Florida, and I rented a little car, a Gremlin, and Lush was coming in on with his motorhome. Nancy and his son Glenn and Whitey rode in the motorhome down there. Gutza flew in, and so we get to Eddie and I were the first ones there, and we met up with Wally, and I said, "So what's going on, Wally? What do you got in mind?" And he gives me this little, small, portable Iowa 3-inch reel-to-reel tape recorder. He says, "We're gonna do some stuff here." He says, "I got it down." He says, "I'd like if you and Eddie go to the studio and chart some of this stuff down for me." I says, okay. So we go to the studio and we turn this thing on and we said, okay. He says, the little Wally here, he says, I want to do something like that. It goes, dee da da la dee da da la da la da 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 da. You know, and that's what the whole tape was, him singing la-las. And we started charting this stuff out. So we, after Eddie and I got about 6 songs written down, that took up most of the afternoon. So we went back to the apartment, got freshened up, and then we met Wally for dinner. And Paul Steinchick also was his engineer then. And,
I remember Paul.
So Paul joined up with us, and then we went to a bar that Wally knew the owner of, naturally. I mean, of all things, figure that out. But we go to this bar, and we're drinking. We had a few drinks, and it's around 10:30, 10:45, somewhere around there. Wally comes back. He say, I just got a phone call. He says, Lush is on the way. They're almost here. He's going to be here about 11 o'clock, 11:15, somewhere around there. Okay. Well, the 3 of them walk in, Lush, Whitey, and Glenn. Oh, and 4, and Nancy. And we sit down. We're having a couple drinks, and that's about 1 o'clock in the morning. And Wally looks. He says, well, we're all nice and loose now. Why don't we just go down to the studio and lay some tracks down, you know? Really? You know? So, and that's what we did.
Wow.
So while we're in the studio, now he bought Jackie Gleason's old recording studio down there in Miami, Florida.
Oh, really?
Big studio. Oh, this place is huge. It was ginormous. And it was like playing in a big auditorium, really. I mean, even with the soundproofing stuff in there, it still echoed to beat the band, you know? So along about 3:30 in the morning, something like that, Glenn, Marion's son Glenn, goes out to the motorhome to get something. He comes running back in. Dad, we got to come out here, quick. We've been burglarized. Someone's ransacked them. We go outside, and sure enough, the motorhome, we looked in, clothes, everything all thrown all over the place inside and everything. And and I happened to look over. It was a little gremlin that I had rented to drive while I was down there. And I noticed the back hatch was up in the air. I said, son of a basket. He says, I says, the spare tire's gone. Ah, crap. So I go over by the car and I go to slam the hatch. And I had a thought. I opened the back door and I looked and I walked back to Wally. I says, Wally, I got a problem. He said, what's that? I says, that tape recorder you gave me. I says, it was in the back seat of my car and it's gone. What? I'm sorry, I'm serious. I never knew anything like that would happen. He looked at me and I just cleaned this up. He says, you mean to tell me, he says, there's some out there walking around with all the polka hits of the 80s and doesn't even know it. True story.
Oh, that's amazing. That's priceless. Holy cow.
So we continued on with this recording session, and and Whitey and I we met Paul Steinchick at the studio, and we asked Paul to do some playback for us. We want to listen and see what's going on. And because Wally had certain ways about him, you know, and I can't say more about that at this point. But anyways, we're listening to playbacks, and the one song that we recorded, we're listening to it, and I looked at Whitey, I says, that sounds like that cat commercial, that meow, 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 you know? So we laughed and we told Wally about it later. Well, after the sessions were all done, the week was over, we had a great time, we left, we flew back home, and it was about a month later I get a package in the mail, and it was about the size of an album, an LP album. Well, I opened it up, because it's lighter than hell, though, so I opened it up, and in it, his wife Jeanette had sent me a copy of the album jacket. And I looked at it, Polish Polka Blast, featuring America's greatest polka band, Little Wally, Mary Lush, Eddie Gutza, yada, yada. And then in one of them yellow sunburst things there, it said, featuring the new #1 polka hit, Meow, Meow, Meow Polka. Holy crap.
I knew you were going to go down that road. And I remember that song. Oh, my gosh.
That was a fun album to cut, but
that is amazing.
That was a good time.
Hey, we've got Roger Malinowski over there in YouTube that says hello. Also, let's see here, Marianne Bazinski. had said, I remember going to Senate Cafe as a kid with Polka Joe and Waltzing Wanda broadcasting from there. Wow.
Right. Those are my folks' stage names there. So
Richie Kurzel Jr. also says hello.
Oh, thank you. Hello to all the great people listening to you guys, and then I hope they're enjoying this little conversation and learning a few things here and there. Here's another tidbit talking about the Senate Cafe. The owner, actually, the actual owner was Harry Majewski, an older guy, and his son Richard Majewski was the proprietor.
Okay.
So Senator Rich, as he was always called, so it was Senate Cafe. Well, on Thursday evenings, my mom and dad would host a radio show. And then after the show was over, it was a pickup band that we got together. I mean, there was Kenny Pitlack played clarinet from the Impalas Orchestra in Detroit.
Oh, wow.
Jimmy Kronowski, that used to play with the Dyna Dukes.
Yeah, and Stash
was there. Yeah. Tony Kempinski on drums. I played concertina. Dan Gurry would up there and play accordion. And we would jam all evening. And then maybe long about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, Rich said, hey, guys, he says he would, it was free drinks for us. And he loved it because people were coming in and, he's making money that way. So I said, man, we're just having fun. Well, he said, that's all right. You don't have to quit. He said, you just kept playing here. So he'd open up the side door and we'd take our stuff out onto the little side street there. He'd give us a bottle of Canadian Club and we'd play on there for another half hour, 45 minutes outside.
Jeez, oh whiz. Hey, I wanna tell you something here. It is 6 o'clock already, and I haven't even scratched the surface of asking some questions of you. Can you stick around for a little while longer, Ronnie?
I'm expensive, my time is money.
I know, kind of figures. Here we go, another cruise coming up. I smell it right now. Well, hey.
It's like I put a post. I put a memorable post for Tony on there this morning when I had the opportunity, and one of the things I put in there was about when Tony and I, when we first met, and we decided we'd get together, and our fathers did it. They're the ones that set this up. They take, come on, we're going to Freer Bar. Freer Bar for what? You're going to entertain the people. So it's just the picture on there was me and Tony at one of the bars, and I was like 15 and he was 14 at the time. And we go in the bar and we play, and they pass the hat. And I made the comment, it's almost true though. I said, because they passed the hat, and we probably made more money by them passing the hat than we did as regular musicians when the band
is that right? Holy cow. Unreal.
So,
hey, so first of all, I want to ask a couple more questions here. How did the band, the Dynastics, get their name?
You know what? That's it was just a conversation. We sat and talked one afternoon and trying to figure out what we're going to do. The Detroit area was having somewhat of a battle of the bands contest or something. I mean, it wasn't really a contest. It was just an opportunity to bring some young bands out, get the people a chance to hear. There was no charge for the people to come in to listen, so they were there for the free drinks. Not the free drinks, they had to pay for the drinks, so that was the back part of it there. But no, we hammered around. We looked at it. Everyone was dying to this, dying to that, tones this, airs this, and I'm not even sure. I think it was probably Tony, though, did come up with Dynastics. Although we did, we talked about spelling it Sticks rather than Stix, So that was our name. That stuck. And
how about DPA? How did that come about?
There again, group effort. We were throwing around. I think I can't remember. It was Bill Kalinowski. I don't think it was Bill for sure. Might have been Mike Fadawa that even came up with that idea, a Detroit Polka Authority, and that time now everyone was going by initials too. That's what PCM and yada yada. So
TBC, all those guys.
So, DPA kind of stuck. So
gotcha.
But yeah, that's basically it. Gotcha. Yeah, there was no basis, that someone that was named Polka or Authority or anything like that. There was let's name the band after that.
Now, what are some of the studios that you recorded in, Ron?
Let's see, Beller Studio in Chicago there naturally. Peppermint Studio. Matt, I think those was the only two. Oh, and then Little Wally Studio down in Florida.
Yeah, that's interesting. That is very interesting that Jackie Gleason, that he purchased, excuse me, that he purchased Jackie Gleason's studio. That is unreal.
He wanted nothing but the best, you know.
Wow.
I'll tell you, we played a gig. That was part of the deal too for recording. Had to earn our keep down there too. So he had Bayfront Auditorium booked for a dance, and huge place. I mean, it's a big ballroom and a big stage with curtains in front of it. So
wow,
we get there, and the place was full. I mean, it was full, probably about 500 people.
And Sandy, go ahead.
Oh, I say, so we get on stage, and the curtains are closed. So Wally says, okay, so I'm counting off. He says, we're going to start playing the Polish national anthem, or Pukajashu. So we start playing Pukajashu, and he had an announcement, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to present to you America's greatest polka entertainer in the world, Little Wally. And we're playing, and the curtains open up, and everybody's applauding. And so as we're playing the song, he kind of gives us the, quiet it down a little bit, quiet it down. So he grabs the mic. He says, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host for this evening. I'm Little Wally. I would like to welcome each and every one of you to coming down to enjoying this great event tonight. And then he looks at us and he just gives the twirling sign and says, keep it going, keep it going. He gets up, he walks off the stage, and while we played, he shook hands with every person sitting in every chair in that auditorium, all 500 of them, before he come up on the stage to finish the song out, you know.
Unbelievable.
I'll tell you what, it's a gimmick that worked. You know?
Oh, that's for sure. And Sandy Hepatowski said, and you recorded in our basement.
That was the other studio. That's correct. When I was with Prime Drive, we went down to Keith's. We wanted to do our own recording. We did the best we could with soundproofing Keith and Sandy's basement. Keith was playing clarinet with the band at the time too, and trumpet. So we did the recording down there. We had a 16-track recorder with the 1-inch tapes that we had a machine.
Oh, geez.
So we did all that, and after we had it all done, and primarily me, John, and Vic went and mixed the thing, and then we sent it off to Mark Shepach, the Sunshine there, or Mike Novikowski, it might have been.
Yep.
And had the thing produced that way. So.
Gotcha. Just amazing stuff here. Ronnie, let me ask you this too. Do you have a favorite band that you never played in or never performed with but always wanted to, past or present?
Favorite band? Wow. That's an excellent question. Now, you're talking about played regular or just got up on the stage for a few tunes or anything like that?
Just a few tunes, just an inspirational type of thing. Do you have a favorite band that you never worked with?
Never worked with. That, I'll tell you, that's difficult because I've been on stage with quite a few. If not for a song, a set, a job, or anything like that, I mean, you run down the list, and I've probably sat in with every one of them at one point or another. I mean, hell, I even sat in with Happy Louie one time.
Did you really?
So,
wow.
Yeah, I did. And he was performing in Detroit and that. But no, you know, honest answer to your question is no. There's no band that I really looked up to or really wished I could play with that I never had the opportunity to. No.
Wow. How about the largest crowd that you ever performed for? Where was it?
Well, okay. The number one largest crowd had to be 1976 at the IPA convention. With the Dynastics, we had Jimmy Weber, Eddie Shevets, myself, Mitch Kempinski, and Tony. That was our band up there, and it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's probably when the Dynastics were most solid too. So.
Holy.
But
smokes.
then after that, one of the most memorable crowds that I ever played for was the first time DPA went out to the East Coast. We went to Windsor Locks. John Zapatka was the promoter out there that brought us out.
Yeah.
We negotiated a price, and I I kind of told him I'd like a little more because of the travel and everything we had to do and so forth. And he finally, he says, look, I'll tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. He says, I'll give you, if we have more than 200 people at our dance tonight, then I'll up your price a bit. Then I'll meet you there. Well, much to our delight, I mean, we got there and they turned people away. The place was jam packed.
Wow.
No one could get in. They turned people away at the door. One of the proudest moments, you know.
Did you say that was Windsor Locks?
Windsor Locks, yep.
And that was John and Sally, right?
Okay.
I'm trying to remember now.
I remember John Zapaka, but I'm not sure what his wife's name was or whatever.
Well, I am almost positive that I have a recording where Tony is sending out a song for Sal My Gal. And I can't remember if that was Sally or not, or if that even was his wife's name.
Tony who?
Tony Kempinski.
He wasn't with DPA when I was out
no.
there.
Okay, no. I'm talking with the Dynastics.
Oh, with the Dynastics.
Yeah.
Yeah. There again, I wasn't with the band at the time that group of Dynastics went out to Windsor Locks.
Okay, gotcha. Now, also, do you have a regular job, or did you have a? Of course, you did. Did you have a regular job without divulging the company name? What did you do for a living?
I started out as a matter of fact. My very first job, I worked in a bowling alley, and I was there for like 4 or 5 years. I started at 15 years old. And then when I met my wife, and she was working for the railroad at the time, and she called up, she says, hey, they're hiring 20 mechanics. My boss said, you come on down and fill out the paperwork, take the physical. You'll have a job Monday, you know. So I went down. I was a mechanic on the railroad for 27 years.
Wow.
And at that time, that was in 1997, it was being announced that the railroad I was with was being sold and split up between 2 other railroads. So in order to kind of preserve my seniority, I went with the other railroad and I became a train dispatcher instead. And I was a dispatcher for 6 or 7 years. And I ultimately got promoted. And I retired as the official title was like superintendent and train operations, you know. But as we were in control of. I was in control of the dispatchers.
Oh, excellent!
In Tungtum.
Excellent.
So,
well, you've mentioned that you've played on some cruises. You've been on a lot of cruises. Do you have a favorite place that you performed?
He can't say that on the radio.
It's okay. We're not on the radio. We're on the internet. So you can say whatever you want as long as there's no swearing involved.
Yeah.
Velma.
Imagination, Robin.
What's that?
She said, use your imagination.
Okay. All right. Got
Anyway,
it. Oh, jeez.
I'll tell you a favorite venue that I ever performed. Number one always has to be Seven Springs. I
Yeah.
mean, that if we're talking a big venue, something like that. Other than that, there was nothing like the Broadway. We had our home in Buffalo was the Broadway Grill.
Yeah.
Our home in Chicago was the Omen Lounge, and the home in Detroit was Senate Cafe. You know, but Seven Springs was by far. I mean, everyone was there. It was a very leisurely place to get around and mingle with everybody that came from all different parts of the Northeast there. So yeah.
Wow. That is great. And I'm sure Sandy is seeing a lot of the Michigan Rowdies. She said that she had wore her Michigan Rowdies t-shirt on the cruise. Boy, I'll tell you what, I have one of those. Yeah. And guess what? I wouldn't be able to put it on my left arm. That's how long ago I got mine.
That makes 2 of us.
I was small back then. Jeez, a whiz. Ray J and Marianne are tuned in. Kim and Ralph Sabatini are tuned in. We've just got some great folks here. Believe it or not, you also have Mr. Frankie Lishka and his wife tuned in as well. They're all sitting there in Michigan.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's one of the most relaxed, fun bands that I played in my years was with Old School, and with Frankie Lishka on horn Frankie on bass, Steve Hayes on horn.
Yep.
Usually Dave Petrick or someone like that playing clarinet.
Yep.
Dave Walter on drums, and whoever on bass too. We use Matt Lewandowski or a few different musicians that way too.
Yeah.
But it was you get up there, we could play whatever we wanted. No trying to match parts or anything. And someone made a comment on one of the Facebook posts. Oh, matter of fact, it was Johnny Wonderlick. He made a comment about playing honky. How do you know whose solo it, whose turn it is to take a solo? And I told him, I said, John, when you play honky, and you take a solo whenever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, If it feels right, you do it. So.
Yeah, here. Hey, I have 2 more questions for you before I let you go, and I've got to thank everybody there that's hanging around with you, with Keith and Sandy and Vilma, and I can't thank you guys enough for spending this 45 minutes with us here on Polkas After Dark for an interview. I know it was scheduled to be like a last-minute thing, and boy, you just came right in, shining, pulling the shirt open with a big S on the shirt. So thank you so much, Ronnie. I do appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
And listen, everybody that's tuned in, I mean, we can't believe the crowd here as well. This is just so nice. But I have 2 more questions for you. And that is, let's see here, the boss is telling me that I need to take a look at something.
Jeff Yash's comment.
Jeff Yash has a comment. Let's see, what is it, Jerry?
He said he was at that Windsor Locks gig. It was such a memorable night. There were 10 encores. That's amazing. That's amazing.
That's where I first met the Yash family, Dick Yash and all the, what a great group, Cindy and Jeff and
Kenny. Yeah.
They are
so many people over all the years. It's over 50 years of playing, Robin. It's a lot of heartwarming memories. It's a lot met a lot of great friends and people, and I wish you much success. Good luck to you on the show. You're doing a wonderful job.
Well, thank you.
You're doing your big part in keeping the polka music going and whatnot. We us musicians really appreciate that you're out there doing that for us too. So.
We have a lot of fun. Hey, Freddie Edelmeyer is here. I shouldn't call him Freddie because his name is Fred, but I've always known him as Freddie. Fantastic bassist, and I know he's doing a lot of church stuff now too, with singing and playing in the churches. But he says safe and pleasant travels, Ronnie.
Thank you so much. Excellent bass player with that Mr. Edelmeyer there. He's great.
I heard him for the first time with Downtown Sound, and just what an amazing guy, and talk about a finesse about the way he plays. He is just so relaxed and just knows the bass guitar or the basse. But
I'll tell you something that here's a cherished memory that I'm gonna it's a memory that just happened not too long ago here, but just a couple of months ago, as a matter of fact. I went to Chicago. I made a day trip to take a ride to Chicago, and I got to sit and go see my buddy Wally Medusa, my mentor, who everything I learned about playing concertina, I learned from him, and it was so nice just to visit with him for a few hours and sit and just try and play a couple of tunes together. And he's kind of, his arms are sore and whatnot.
You can't be
getting around.
You can't be doing that forever. That's what people don't understand. But you know what? When we're done with this broadcast and this interview, you will be able to see it. You will definitely be able to see it and listen to your interview, and you'll see some of the really cool pictures. And we have a picture of you and Wally together playing concertina for this interview. So you're going to see a whole host of pictures and photography here that we stole from you and Velma and some other folks.
Here's an interesting tidbit that I talked to a lot of. And matter of fact, and this goes along with, if I were to ever get another polka band together, it'd be a bunch of my retired friends. I would call us the Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs. The Dinosaurs.
That's funny.
And I thought that'd be a great name for a polka band. But it takes me back. I played the road with Stash Golunka back in 1989.
Okay.
And Jerry Mitek was playing clarinet with us all the time too. I love playing Jerry. His style of clarinet and sax is phenomenal. But we played Polonia Grove with another young band from Pennsylvania. I don't remember who the group was. So we took a break. the other band gets up, they play a song or two, and Jerry and I are standing in the back and just sipping on a cocktail there at Feeders Grove. As I said, Poloni, I think. Feeders Grove.
Okay.
And the guy who's leading the band, he gets up and he says, ladies and gentlemen, he says, now polka time once again. He says, we're going to do a tune that was made famous by Lenny Gomulka and Chicago Push. Here we go with one entitled Holiday in Poland. And I dare you about jump. What? He didn't make it there. That's Connecticut Twins. You know, I mean, but really, it brings up a strong point here. There are a ton of phenomenal musicians today. There really are.
Oh,
I mean, all the bands,
I agree.
the young guys, and a lot of them are playing tunes that because they heard them in the last 2 decades, they think that was the one that originated the tune. You know,
Yes,
they don't
agreed.
go back really to the roots of where these songs. I mean, there are songs that really came from the 50s that you know that are popular today and so forth. And it's
Wow. Well, I have 2 more questions here for you, and if you've caught any
that was
of
4 questions ago, but that's
okay, yeah, I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead.
I'm sorry, but you know, it's
I'm
these.
retired, Robin. I got all night.
Well, I probably won't be. I'm gonna be 67. Well, I'll be 67 this year, and I sat down with my financial advisor, Ron, and I ran some numbers. And I said, so what does it look like if I retire at 67? And he said, Robin, I ran some numbers, and it looks like you would be able to live comfortably for about 11 minutes. So just keep working, and that's probably
Okay.
what I'm going to do until I'm gone. But hey,
And he probably said I'd give up being a polka musician, right?
exactly. Hey, your favorite breakdown story? I know you have to have one with all the miles that you put on with the different bands over the years.
Oh my God!
Do you have a favorite breakdown story that you can share with us?
You know what? My favorite story that I'd love to tell, and someone's probably already heard it already because I watched last year or 2 years ago. Chris Bogdan did an interview with Eddie Shevets about the IPA stuff and things like that. Eddie being inducted to the Hall of Fame and so forth. And Chris asked him to share a humorous story of when he was playing. And I was sitting there thinking, boy, if I was on there and Chris asked me that question, I know exactly what I'd tell him. And Eddie told the same story. So, but for those that haven't heard it,
Go ahead.
in '89, like I said, we're traveling with Stash Galanka, Eddie Shevets, myself, Mark Shepach, Vinny Hroshuk, and Stash. That was the band, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we played, where the hell? We played Cleveland or something like that, or whatever it was, Friday night or Saturday night, whatever. Anyways, we got to go across. We're going to play Sunnybrook Ballroom in Pottstown, Pennsylvania.
All right.
We're going to play there Sunday afternoon. So I had a van. We're driving. We're on the road. We're up there all night, you know, but we're going there. And Stosh fell asleep in the van. So while Stosh was sleeping, Vinny or Mark, one of the two of them, gets the idea. We turned all our clocks ahead 2 hours. Our watches, everything. The clock, the dashboard clock in the van. Stosh wasn't even wearing a watch, so that was one good thing there. And then we pulled in to get a bite to eat. We went up to a Burger King is what it was.
Okay.
But we all get out and Stosh. We say, where are we? Where is? Well, we're just stopping to get a bite to eat, Stosh. Everyone's hungry, you know. We got to play here. So, well, how far away from the gig? That's we're probably about 2 hours away right now, maybe 2.5 hours. Because he looks at the watch and he says, two and a half. Holy, we're gonna be late. We can't do. Oh my God! He says, no, let's go. And Vinny says, well, okay, I'm ready, but I got to go get another sandwich first. No, come on, we can't get us. If Vinny made him wait, he went up and got another sandwich. He gets in the van, and we start driving. Well, we get to Pottstown, and he says, you got to unpack the stuff. I'm going to go talk to Johnny Hazen with. I get squared away, you know. And so we watched, and he walks over to John, and we see him standing. John first reaches out and shakes Stosh's hand, but then you could see these questioning looks on Stosh's face, and then Johnny points at his watch, and Stosh looked at him and he's a son of a bitch. He says, them guys, he come over, he was, so, yeah, I guess I got to knock on wood that I don't recall ever having, like a breakdown on the road, something.
that's
I couldn't
good.
make a gig because something happened that way. So
That is great as well.
but
Now, and also, Ron, I have a final question for you, and I promise this is it. What
Okay.
would Ron Marcissuk say to someone that wants to get involved in music? It can be any genre of music. But what advice would you give that person? Maybe they want to be a vocalist, or they want to be a concertina player, or a trumpet player, or a drummer. What advice would come out of your mouth to give that person?
Okay, that's a good question because I'll tell you what, I'll keep it to the genre of polka music because that's what I'm most involved in. I mean, you can play songs on the radio today. I have no idea who it is, and I don't even know how my wife knows who they are because we never listened to pop stations. But if I was to give advice to someone, because today's groups, I don't mean, I guess this is kind of, constructive criticism, but I don't mean it to be because they're all dynamic musicians. But a lot of bands almost all sound the same. A lot. Two horns.
Yes.
Sometimes a clarinet, sometimes not. Two horns, concertina, accordion, drums, bass. I would say, do what you love doing. Develop your own style. Play the best you can. And look who's calling the kettle black. I looked after Wally Medusa. I did my best to emulate him when I go on stage. So,
Yep.
but no, be your own person and yeah, do it that way. Study.
That's great stuff. That is really great stuff. Well, Ronnie, I can't thank you enough. Jerry and I appreciate your time this afternoon. You stayed on with us for almost an hour. We took up a lot of time from family. We know you want to get a chance to unwind after your cruise and everything like that, but we can't thank you enough. I love you, brother, and I hope to see you guys soon. Maybe Jerry and I will pay a visit down to Florida and maybe knock on your door when you're down there.
You're more than welcome to come anytime you want. We've got an extra room here, by all means.
Now I do want to hit this on the Dynastics recording. Who sang "Order Yours Today"? Was that Keith?
Hebratowski.
I thought so.
Hebratowski did.
I thought so,
Yep.
and I saw a live version of that on YouTube where he said, "And get your stuff," but it wasn't his stuff.
Exactly right.
I love that version. I really do, and I love this song. And we have some people up in Canada that love that song too. But again, Julie Cerniak says, "Thank you, Ron, for the memories." Tony and Helen Vinyard said, "We're going to see you guys in February or March." Down there. Yep. And Gail Service says Sunnybrook was a great venue with the ballroom, the picnic pavilion, the bands and everything. And man, I'm telling you, you just.
Well, you know what? Here's you just now you reminded me of something. Sunnybrook,
go ahead. Oh, did I lose you? Oh, let's see here. Well, if we no, we didn't lose him. He looks to still be here, so maybe you either hit a mute button, because I know I didn't. Ron, if you are still there, nope, it did actually. We did lose him, so hey, stand by, because with all of this really cool stuff, we can just call him right back, and we're going to do that right now. So let's make sure that we get this, and yeah. You hung up on us, and I know you just want to get off the phone with us, but I'm going to put you back on the air. So here, you're back on the air right now. You were going to talk about Sunnybrook.
We get on the stage, and we start our sets, and the people are eating it up. I said, "This is really nice. I'm having a good time." And in our third song, the middle of our third song, we're doing "None Do I Care For." We lost power, and we couldn't find it. I mean, everything shut down, and it took about 20 minutes to get it back. And by then the crowd dispersed. They all went back, and it was a typical lounge job.
Unreal.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Are you still there?
I can barely hear you now.
Oh, really? Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of strange. I don't know why that would be the case. But again, Ron, I want to thank you so much. Have yourself a great week, and we will get a chance to talk to you again real soon.
I sure hope so. Robin, you and Jerry, you do a marvelous show.
Thank
the best
you.
of luck to you, and look forward to listening to you again sometime.
Thank you so much. God bless you. We love you, and take care, buddy. And we're going to play Keith's song right now, and it's a live version of Order Yours Today. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Have a great week.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that, folks, of course, is Mr. Ron Marcissuk. Thank you so much, Ronnie. Thank you so much, Vilma, for allowing us to spend some time with you guys today.
Fell asleep with the TV on. Oh, what a dream I had. I dreamt I answered all those late night mail-order ads. And 4 to 6 weeks later, much to my surprise, the mailman came to my front door and I couldn't believe my eyes. From the Benjamin, the Garden Weasel 2, a laminated illustrated history life. Boxcar Willie will begin tonight. Bamboo steamer and the cotton fisherman too, and a tie-dye day clothes souvenir shirt from Six Flags over Warsaw. The doorbell rang all morning long through the afternoon. I shook with fright as it rang all right by the light of the vista moon. There was parcel post in the pantry, UPS in the hall, COD to the ceiling, and I just couldn't pay for it all. I got the egg scrambler with a sealed little carrying case, a set of presidential commemorative plates like to eat my eggs off the president's face, minute mender, and a needle that I did a crochet, and an autographed photograph of Petey Herman at 6 Flags over Warsaw. Remembered I was dreaming, so I gave a mighty cheer. When I awoke, it was no joke, 'cause all that was here. So if you fall asleep with the TV on, here's what to do. Just rip the phone out of the wall, 'cause it could happen to you. Benjamin, the Garden Weasel 2, a laminated illustrated history of life. Boxcar Willie will begin tonight. Bamboo steamer and the smokeless ashtray too, and an all-expense paid vacation for 3 and 6 Flags over Warsaw.
Yeah, a little bit of Order Yours Today, Keith. Yeah, Keith, we were serious. We'd love to get a chance to bring you on for an interview at some point as well. Hey, right now, here is DPA. How about a little bit of the Lucky Stop Waltz? Again, Ronnie, we can't thank you enough for spending the afternoon with us.
Ja z moją dziewczyną wciąż się kłócę i ona mnie zniewa, odchodzę. Idę sobie do Lucky Stop, tańcuję i hulam do Polish House. Idę sobie do Lucky Stop, tańcuję i hulam do Polish House. Tańcuję i hulam z panienkami, ja dobrze się bawię.
One called the Lucky Stop Waltz.
Sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. Chris Tansky said, "What are you making, Jerry, besides
I
a
can try to show her,
mess
but
over
I
there?"
don't know if she'll be able to see it. So it's a little keychain. It
Oh,
has
there you
a
go.
ladybug for my mommy.
Yeah, hold it straight.
And a
Keep
ladybug
it
for
from
mommy.
dangling there. Okay.
A sunflower for my sister Karina.
Okay.
And a yellow butterfly, because that's what we saw right after mommy passed away. So
Interesting.
just little trinkets.
So you're making those and going to sell them on the black web or dark
No,
web? Or
no.
what's the deal
I'm
here?
going to see Karina and Jackie, and I wanted to give them.
That's right. We don't have a broadcast
That's
next
right.
week, Saturday. Although I may join you guys for brunch instead of a dinner, so
That would be
I
fine. You may just have a show
come
then.
on, yeah, and broadcast next week, Saturday. So yeah, we'll keep our fingers crossed once again. Thank you so much, Ronnie, for joining us today.
That was a great interview.
Thanks for everybody that's saying all this stuff. Sandy Habrotowski says, "Rest in peace, Tony. We had a blast yesterday, remembering
We
Tony.
did. It
You
was
guys,
a very nice show. Everybody chipped into that one.
yeah, it was very nice. Let's see. We're going to say hi to Jimmy K. Jimmy Kraseski's here. Dave Lasowski from Ohio. Marianne Bozinski once again. Yes, both nights were great shows. Thank you so much. Doris Martin is here. Who else? Chrissy Lynn is joining us. We've got, of course, Greg Anthony. He is still here. Vilma, thank you again. Yeah, we're going to have to, let's see here. Robin could have had him for 4 more hours. Probably could have, too.
And I think some people we need to do more than one show with.
Well, yeah, that's true.
We
Because
are also going to say hello to some people here in YouTube, which we didn't get a chance to do. We have Greg Skrovanik with Lisa,
yeah,
Bobby Calvert, Richard Kurgel Jr., Rick Kordakowski, Roger Melanowski, Jeff Yash, Jen Pianowski, Mike Catanzaro, Carol Skleminski.
Carol Skaminski. Yeah, you're getting there.
I'll never get that.
You're
Marianne
getting there.
Bazinski, Alex Josh was with us, and Fred Eldemeyer.
Yeah.
Just wanted to shout out to all you guys for listening so patiently for me to say hey. Not really. They were just listening because it was a great interview.
They were listening to Ronnie. They couldn't care if we were here or not. They just wanted to hear.
That's right. It
hear
was a
Ron's
great
story.
interview. It was a great interview.
It's just so nice being able to bring these folks on. We had talked to Jerry during COVID. We talked to most of the band leaders. We still have a couple of band leaders that we're hitting up.
Yes.
Lenny Gomolka, we are going to be bringing him on at some point. We've talked to Mr. Chapach to see if we can't bring him on at some point. But we did the band leaders, and then all of a sudden, Jerry said, you know what, it's a shame that we don't interview some of the sidemen, the guys that, actually made the band sound as good as it did. And that's when the bell went off, and our first interview was Mr. Mike Stupinski when he was playing with Lush. We got a lot of information from him at that point, and also then Whitey Renyats was the second guy that we interviewed. So
There's
we've been
a lot
interviewing
of great stories.
We have been interviewing a lot of the sidemen, so to speak, and it's great because their stories are just so huge when it comes to what they've did, what they've accomplished, and man.
You know what I like most is they're all human.
Yeah.
It's just
nobody's fake.
Yeah. No,
Everybody's just,
everybody
hey,
is
this
just
is
themselves.
What,
This is who I am. And I know they're famous. They're famous. But, yes, they are. But they're also so down to earth.
And sincere.
Yeah. I have not met a bad polka person. Just saying.
No.
Ever.
That's true. I have to agree. And, everybody has their own little thing that they bring to the party, which is great.
Yes.
And we are definitely going to have to get down there to Florida to see Maui and Tara and Ronnie and Vilma and just a whole bunch of people, Tony and Helen. We'll just knock on their door and say, hey, we're here. Can we hang out for a couple of days?
We'll couch surf for a week.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. We'll actually, we'll have an open-ended airline ticket. We'll maybe do that.
Okay, a longer when you're retired.
Yeah, that's true too. When we can just go out and say, "Hey, we're here,"
Right
and then they'll be saying, "Well, when are you guys going to leave?" And we'll say, "Well, we really haven't decided yet." Oh boy. Hey, how about one called Don't Fight Girls? Here is a nice tune that DPA recorded. Check this one out.
Tam, gdzie jest ta woda, gdzie koniki piją, gdzie jest ładny chłopiec, gdzie się dziwki biją. Hej, nie bijcie się dziwki do Boga Świętego, do Boga Świętego. Będę Panny kochał do rana samego, będę Panny kochał do rana samego. Danaś moja dana, śpiewam se do rana, tak mi jest wesoło, tańcuję wekoło. Hej, nie bijcie się dziwki do Boga Świętego, do Boga Świętego. Będę Panny kochał do rana samego, będę Panny kochał do rana samego. Jest ta woda, gdzie koniki piją, gdzie jest ładny chłopiec, gdzie siedzi w biją, gdzie jest ładny chłopiec, gdzie siedzi w biją. Hej, nie bijcie się dziwki do Boga Świętego, do Boga Świętego. Będę Panny kochał do rana samego, będę Panny kochał do rana samego.
Yeah, we are having a lot of fun here this afternoon on Polkas After Dark. And again, we want to thank everybody that has contributed at some way, sometime, somewhere for this weekend. We had a lot of fun here. Jerry, I have to go through this real quick and let people know who is on next weekend, and that is Xander and Helena. And they are going to be joining us. Yeah, Xander, I think, is 11, and Helena is 9 or somewhere around in there. And they, of course, are setting the world on fire. He is playing concertina now, and she is playing the keyboard, the keyboard piano. And I do want to make mention, too, that you guys have seen a lot of their videos over the years, well, most recently with the band. However, you gotta check out...
They were those cute little kids that danced.
Yes.
And showed everybody up.
Yeah.
Everybody.
You know, they were at IPA, they were at USPA, just dancing up a storm. And I cannot wait to get a chance to interview them. You should be here, I think, on Sunday as well.
I believe I will
so
be.
So that we will be able to get a chance to chat with the both of them live right here on Polkas After Dark. We've got some more music coming your way. And you know what? Let's do a back-to-back prime drive. And let's see here, after Xander and Helena, you're going to be entertained by R.J. Bogdan and then Teddy from Lush.
If there were no tomorrow and I would have to start to tell you how I feel from deep within my heart, I'd say that life's a stage and everybody has a part, but I forgot my lines, dear, so here's where I would start. Love is what I feel when I look down at this ring. Love is what I feel for your friends and favorite things. Love is a feeling for you deep within my heart. Yes, love is a real good feeling to have. Yes, love is a real good feeling to have. They say that love's an open book with pages yet to turn. The road to love is dimly lit, but I'm still willing to learn. The fact I care, the love we share gets stronger every day. So here is how I feel, and here is what I'd say. Love is what I feel when I look down at this ring. Love is what I feel for your friends and favorite things. Love is a feeling for you deep within my heart. Yes, love is a real good feeling to have. Yes, love is a real good feeling to have.
Oh yeah, polka music at its finest right here on Polkas After Dark. Jerry, I want to make sure that we at least get another tune up here for the beat. But before we do that, I had promised that we were going to get this flyer on. Yeah, this is for Scully's hometown at 149 West Pulaski Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin. Admission only $10 for this dance. And Jerry, why don't you mention a little bit about what is coming up there,
Absolutely.
if you wouldn't mind.
I need to make my screen much bigger. The Mix presents second annual Valentine's Day dance featuring the CK Siblings, country rock cover band from Pulaski, Wisconsin. Ooh. The Mix and the CK Siblings will be alternating throughout the night. On Saturday, February 8th, 2025, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Admission is only $10, and there will be 50-50 raffles, and $10 raffle tickets will be available to purchase. It is sponsored by Promote Pulaski. 10,000 K winner picked during Casimir Pulaski days. Whew. Nice.
10K. Oh, I wonder if do you have to be, doesn't say you have to be present,
say you have to be present,
do.
So I think you and I need to get some tickets.
Yeah, that would be a good idea too. We just need to reach out to Nathan and see how we can get a hold of them.
Absolutely. Is there for more information telephone number? I don't see it here.
I don't know if it's under your thing, how you are getting, how you're getting your black.
I don't see it on yours either, though. So let me just make it smaller. No.
There is no telephone number to get a hold of anybody.
We will try and get a telephone number, but I'm sure you can contact Scully's hometown at 149 West Pulaski Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin? Yeah. Yeah, Wisconsin. That's near Wisconsin. Yeah, Wisconsin. It really doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm done. Send me to my room, please.
Yeah, all right.
It's been a very long day for me.
Good gosh. We got so many folks here, and I can't believe that it is 6:51 Eastern Time right now.
We so enjoy spending time with you guys. Did I say that yet?
That's an understatement. How about Mike and Jake Sobetic? Oh, yeah, what a cool Obetic. Mike and Jake Sobetic, that's the Dynastics. Jerry, we've got to make sure that we let the folks know about that amazing beat.
Amazing
flash drive.
It is the ultimate, truly live recording by The Beat.
Yeah, And how can they get a hold of it?
They can get a hold of their copy by texting Veronica Costa at 862-432-8579, emailing thebeatcosta@gmail.com, or going to the website, thebeatpolkaband.com. $30 gets you 64 tracks of live recording, as well as all of the Beat Studio collection, which includes the greatest hits, the reason, the answer, the question, when I saw you, meet the beat, and much, much more. There's over 200 songs on the 4 gig flash drive, and it contains over 11 hours of music.
Wow.
It'd be really great to listen to that on the way to like a festival.
Sure.
Put it on, you got music all the way there.
Yes. Yeah. And a lot of the newer cars have that.
Yes.
They have the thumb drive, the USB portal.
Did you order me my thingy so I can listen to it in my car too?
Oh, you know what? No, there's one in my car. Remember,
Perfect.
I have an extra one.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I have an extra one.
Good, because I want to listen
yes,
to it too.
Yes, you can.
I drive more than you do.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. All right. Hey, let's go ahead and bring up another tune off of that live recording.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Love is singing, and the sweet sound of your voice keeps me believing. You got happiness that sets our world apart, and that's what makes the music in my heart. I've got love and arms that hold me night and day, and your angel kiss to keep my blues away. My tears have stopped before they'll ever start. What makes the music in my heart? Come on. I've got music in my heart, 'cause love is singing, and the sweet sound of your voice keeps me believing. You've got happiness that sets our world apart, and that's what makes the music in my heart. And words that somehow rhyme. Come on. I've got music in my heart, 'cause love is singing, and the sweet sound of your voice keeps me believing. You brought happiness that sets our world apart, and that's what makes the music in my heart. You brought happiness that sets our world apart, and that's what makes the music in my heart.
Oh yeah, that is Michael Costa and the Beat. A little bit of a live, yeah, a little bit of a live tune there.
Hey,
and
just a reminder, you can get your Ultimate 2025 convention raffle tickets. We have this Ultimate theme going on. Did you notice that?
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Ultimate.
You can visit www.uspapolka.com for more information on this year's Memorial Day weekend. But they do have a raffle going on. The prize is a 3-night stay at the Holiday Inn from Friday, May 23rd to Sunday, May 25th. And you get 2 3-day passes as well. The winner is going to be announced at the USPA welcome party in spring, which will be held on March 15th.
Welcome to spring.
Yeah, can't wait. Springtime's a good time.
And we want to also make mention, folks, that yes, USPA Convention and Festival is going to be returning to your favorite spot as well as ours, and that's 6001 Rockside Road, Independence, Ohio, 44131. If you'd like to make your reservations, if you haven't done that as of yet, make sure that you give them a call at 216-524-8050. Once again, Jerry, that telephone number is...
It is 216-524-8050.
Sounded like I was at the Bill Stadium today, wasn't it?
Echo.
Hey, Bills are
How
on
about them
fire.
Bills?
We are so excited. Yabba do. Hey, folks, so we've got time. Oh, you know what? It's 7 p.m. Let's at least do one more song off of the Dynastics recording. Definitely a good tune. Here's one called Up the River Polka. Hey kids, this is the time where we say we thank you ever so much for putting us on. If you've been listening in your car,
thanks for the ride.
You're tuned to Polkas After Dark. We'll see you Saturday. Stipiatic, thank you so much for that. She said, love the show. Scott Loftmark says, great job, kids. Well, we thank you guys ever so much.
Thank you.
Love you guys.